Hello, hello. Welcome back to part 5 of modeling the Parasaur. So last video was pretty lengthy. I apologize. So this video I'm going to make at least 25 minutes and then we might run into like a part 5.2. So we'll see how we go. But today we are going to start on the head and we'll see how far we get with that, but hopefully by the second part we'll be able to wrap it up. So I was doing research, of course, as I usually do, and with the Parasaur I've discovered that the mouth part was actually kind of like a beak, and it was used, I believe it was sharp, I'd need to fact check that, but it was used to kind of rip off any sort of vegetation that you might see. And interestingly enough, this is called a crest, and it actually was connected to the nasal cavity, and it would go all the way through the bone. And it was believed that the Parasaur would make like trombone, I think is the trumpet, a trombone kind of noise. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, we will get into it and we'll see how far we get. Okay, so I modeled off camera a little bit. I didn't quite finish it, but this is kind of what we can expect by the end. I did not put the mouth in yet. It's still all manifold, but we will do that certainly. And yeah, I didn't quite finish rounding up the head, but I just wanted to give you an idea what to expect. So we'll hide this guy and let's get into it. So, Screencast Keys. So I'm going to extrude up until about here. Go till about right about there. Oh, and period is to get these different, I guess they're pivot points. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to scale. And I believe I was relying on the back view to give me a better idea as to what I was doing. So what I'm going to do is I like to start with the mouth. I find it's easier for me. So I'm going to change this back to medium point. I'm going to Shift D. I'm going to go here. I'm just stealing the geometry right now. I'm going to rotate this. Hold Control to incrementally rotate it. Scale it down. Right up until the point of the beak. Essentially. Right about here should be fine. Let's check the front. And we are going to scale on the X. Right to the mouth. Let's check the front. Oops, sorry. I'll check the front again. Maybe move it down just a little bit. Okay, so we have 16 verts. Let me see how many this was here. 16. So I'm going to rotate. I'm going to start extruding. Now I still have my face orientation off, so you can see that I am getting red for not good. So we're going to Shift N, recalculate the normals by toggling everything first, and we will resume. So I'm just going to scale G right up until the mouth part there. We'll see how that goes. Scale on the Z this time. See how the front's looking. Okay, yeah. Maybe redo the that there. So we'll extrude. I'm gonna restart that. I'm just gonna delete those verts. I don't know why. Okay, I'm toggle everything again. Shift N. Select this. Scale on the Z. Scale on the Z. Extrude again. Scale on the Z. We can add more loop edges later if we need to. Should be fine. Let's see the front. So we'll adjust that when we come back. Could probably actually just select these ones here. Let's drag those down. I'm wondering if this is where we were having issues with the blueprints being a little bit off. And so maybe I'll meet halfway and just maybe leave it at that. Let's go about here. So the chin's gonna be a little bit off, but we will make it work. SZ, rotate, see where we're going on the front. Probably scale on the X and median point. Oh yeah, so we're gonna need to scale on the X on these guys here too. I'm actually gonna move this on the Y. Move it back, and we'll just move this one on the Y, scale in, maybe move this a little bit more forward, scale in the X, and we'll go ahead and add another loop edge in there. See how we're doing on the right. Wonder what I did wrong here. Interesting. Oh, you know what? It's probably because I shifted it on the Y. That's why. Okay, literally that's why. Interesting. Alright, so we won't move it. We're just gonna scale on the X. However, I do need a loop edge in here. SX. Okay, that seemed to solve our problems. Okay, that'll work just fine. Let's see how things are looking. Don't worry about this little thing right now. Extrude. I'm gonna follow this crust here and go back into active element, SC. Let's check the front, top. Maybe scale ever so slightly on the X. Extrude. Following that crest line. SD. Go back to active element. Till about there. And we're gonna go up into this chin, or right where the kind of cheek is. Extrude. SZ. Let's check the top. Okay, we're gonna need to scale these up. SX. Holding shift to slow it down. SX. See how we're looking. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to connect the vertices. So we're going to hit here, these two, hit F, and we're going to do that. We're going to hit these two here, F, 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 all the way to the top. And we'll go here, do the same thing. So now what I'm going to do in top view, in right view, I'm going to face select, and I'm going to delete these two faces out, and our crust will start right there. So go back to vertex select. And we are going to extrude, rotate, scale. I'm actually going to do SZ0 just so that it's nice and flat. Before it was kind of like a little wonky. Rotate, let's grab it till about here. And I'm going to select these guys, just grab them. I don't want such a big faces. I'd rather keep them small there. I'm going to select these guys, CSY0. Yeah, let's do that. So select these three, SY0, flatten those out too. And we might add we'll probably end up adding a loop edge in here to add some extra support. See how we're going on the front. We're going to move all this up in proportional editing. I just want to get the basic shape going for now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to scale in the Y just a little bit. Let's go ahead and start extruding. I'm going to go back to active element. I'm going to select this middle one here. SY. Maybe rotate a little bit. SY. Okay, extrude. Again, got that middle one selected. SY. See how we're doing the front. Let's check the back. Extrude. SY. Rotate. Extrude. SY. SZ. Maybe rotate a little bit more. Extrude. SC. Rotate. SC. Starting to flatten it out here. SZ. Extrude. Rotate. SZ. Rotate. There. Extrude up until this ball here. I'm going to check my references over here. It does look like it's a little bit more of a circle than it is a kind of rectangular shape. I might, honestly might go back into, let's see here, right about here. I think I'm gonna delete these. So select, you know, you got 3 faces on the right, delete these verts out. And what we're gonna do is select here. Actually, sorry, before we do that, let's go ahead and add in some loop edges, because we want to match the cheek here, and right now we can't do that because we don't have any vertices to pull down. So let's add about, we'll do 4. So you just scroll up and down on your mouse wheel, or you can hit 4 on your keypad, enter, and then just right click to deselect that. I'm going to select one of these vertices and go into medium point with proportional editing turned on and scroll this down. Let's go ahead and just move this down here. So now I'm going to turn this off using O, or you can manually do that. And we're going to select these here. I'm going to right click Loop Tools and circle it. So now let me get this out of the way. When we also, you want to save if you haven't already. When we check our multi-res, it's coming out a little bit more circular than what we had before. Kind of looks a little bit more similar to these guys here. So I'm happy with that. I kind of like the way it looks. So let's keep going. All right, so let's backtrack a little bit. We are going to scale on the Z. GZ, move it down a little bit. And I'm going to select a middle point here. Actually, maybe I might rotate it on the rotate it on the Y a little bit. I'm gonna match that vertex up with the center. Okay, we'll use that as our pivot point. I'm gonna go back into active element, extrude, and scale on the Z, rotate, extrude, scale on the Z, you rotate a little bit more, extrude, scale on the Z, probably right to about here. I'm going to extrude, scale on the Z, check the top, or the back actually. You could see that we're a little bit off course as far as the sizing goes. So I'm going to go back and just select these edges here. Check the back. Go into X-ray. And you know, we could probably even select these ones here too. Probably right up to the base of the neck. Okay, let's go into the back, X-ray, SX, and let's go back to medium point. I'm gonna leave this out, so I'm gonna deselect probably up until there. SX. And I know it's really hard to see, but that should be okay. I can kind of see the outlining a little bit. Though I do believe this needs to get shrunk down some. because you could see it sticking out the sides and you're not really supposed to be able to see that. I'm going to select these edges. I'm going to turn on proportional editing. Scroll up till about here. Okay. So SX. That'll be okay for now. We can always finesse it a little bit later. Okay, so we're going to extrude. Turn off proportional editing there. Turn it back on for a quick sec. Turn it off, rotate, extrude again. We'll probably just go to about here, SC. Maybe add in another one actually. Turn on proportional editing, GZ. Let's get out of that. So we're gonna do what we did with the tail, is do Control F, go into grid fill. Let's go into back perspective. And let's go ahead and turn the span up. Maybe 4 times, and let's rotate it. Something like that should work. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do Control V, and we're going to smooth the verts out until we start matching it up with this circular crest here. We're going to pull it in with proportional editing. I might even select these, Control V. We'll see how this looks. It should be fine. GZ, let's move these up. Select these verts, and I might smooth it one more time till about there. That looks good. You can see that our blueprint isn't lining up exact, which we will fix. Okay, so I'm just gonna stop the video here. I don't want it to string on too long, but this is what we got going on. And in the next video, we'll go ahead and close up the mouth. We'll go ahead and fix up the mesh so it matches the blueprints a little bit better, but I'm pretty sure we're getting fairly close. Yeah, so that's not bad. All right, so happy October, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.